It's not from my tribe. My tribe does not think this way. Okay? Now, do people do things as children? Of course they do. You're a lying, bald-faced, lying fool if you sit here and say you haven't heard stories about people doing things sexually when they were children. You lying. You're lying to yourself and you're lying to me. I'm talking about what competent, everyday, average adults are doing. Let's talk about that. Because there's a night and day difference between a child and an adult. They're not the same. Do you think the same way you thought when you was a kid? Then maybe I'm not trying to be funny, maybe you're retarded. I don't think the same way I did when I was a child. Even when I eat is a little different. How I talk is different. My thought process is different. And last but not least, my sexual desires are different. I don't know no kids that like big old booties. I mean, come on. I'm not trying to be graphic here. When I was a kid, I didn't think about big breasts and big butts. But when I became a man, I found big butts and big titties to be attractive. See the night and day difference? When you're a child, you just look at the face of little girls. When you become a man, you're looking at the whole package of a woman. Okay? That's the difference. And if you're lucky, you get to be with the woman. And if you're lucky, you get to do some things. Okay? That's the difference. But we're talking about what competent men from the white tribe are actually doing. They're not mentally sick. It's not mental sickness. Okay, you got educated people. They can be mentally sick. That's true. But if you look at it on the average, how is it that they pass 44 states in the marriage with children, and that's mental sickness? All those people were mentally sick? I don't think so. Okay, 44 states with child marriage. All of them was mentally sick. All them mentally sick in all 44 states. Come on now, make it make sense. Make it make sense. So you can't blame mental sickness. You can't blame it. You got 44 states with child marriage. How's that mental sickness? Come on now. Come on. Nah, it's no way. That's no way. This is something in their culture and tribe, in the white tribe. And you can't blame mental sickness. You can't blame that. It's something, the way they see children. And they try to push it on everybody else like everybody else is like that. No, you're like that. And that's what I'm trying to prove. It's you that's like that. I proved it with all statistics. 72% of white registered sex offenders are white Americans. I proved it right there. Boom. Okay? Now, that I didn't make that up. I didn't alter that. I'm not deceiving you. There's no deception. For a percentage that big, 72%. Come on. That's a white tribe problem. And the fact that the white tribe dominates the American government, and the American government put 44 states with child marriage. Therefore, it's safe to say the white tribe is responsible for that too. This is a certain way the white tribe perceives children. You can't blame the African tribe for stuff that you're doing. You can't blame the Asians for stuff that you're doing. We can only put the blame where it rightfully belongs. It's just like you go to court You go to court, you can't blame everybody for the crime. You can't blame me for what somebody else did. They in court, not me. Why are you looking at me? They are in court. 44 states married children is in court right now, not me. Yeah, we're interested in knowing why 44 states in America is marrying children. No one's interested in me when you have nothing. That part. You got folklore child stories with twisted narratives. We got 44 states married children. Nah, I think people are interested in why you're doing that. That's what I think. That's what I'm pretty sure of. And when the rest of the American community finds out, especially these anti-abortion people, wait till they find out. Wait till they find out 44 states is married children. Boy, you're going to have a war on your hands. It's just a matter of time. Can't you see? Can't you see? Can't you see what you done to them? Man, them anti-abortion people gonna go crazy. They gonna scratch your eyes out like a dinosaur. Like a raptor. You know, a raptor scratch your eyes out, man. They gonna scratch your eyes out. When them anti-abortion people find out that 44 states has child marriage, you see where this is going? That's all I need to find out. That's that group right there. Maybe I go email some of them. I'm pretty sure they got some kind of emails and websites out there. As a matter of fact, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Hey, we need to get this ball rolling. Y'all not taking it seriously. Let's find some people who really do care about children. These anti-abortion people, boy, they almost militant. They're almost militant. I tell them about this. You think they're gonna care anything about what you're saying about me? That you can't prove and that I still have my freedom concerning. And I'm not registered as a sex offender. You're in trouble. This information in the right hands, and you are out of here, buddy. I don't think even these politicians even know. These Americans don't know. I'm sorry. This is look, I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but it's no outliving this, man. You know, and I can't say I hate that it happened because it needed to happen. This needed to happen. This needed to happen. So I can't really be upset about, it coming out because it needed to happen. It needed to happen. Because like how I feel, anything you blame somebody for under 18 is not going to stick. And I'm going to tell you why it's not going to stick. Because they still technically, I don't care if they're driving, I don't care if they're 16 and driving, I don't care what kind of, they're working at 15, some people work at 15, I don't care what kind of responsibilities they have. It scientifically does not change the fact that they have the brain of a child. I don't care what they do. That's why you cannot make me feel bad about anything I did as a child, because I had the brain of a child, literally. Now, you can make people up to be big boys, and there are some big children, but that's not the average children, and that's therefore not the average accurate, that's not an accurate, wise, discretional judgment. To say all children are responsible, look at that one. Look how big that one is. Look what he's doing. Look what he was doing at 16. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We're talking about on the average and the technicality that these are children and think like children and act like children. So that settles that. Now with you on the other hand, you are well beyond 18 in the White House. Most of them are in their 40s. Just now getting around, I'm just now getting around to 40. Half of these politicians are 40 or better. Passing child laws. That's the difference. You are supposed to be a protector of the children. You are supposed to be making wholesome laws to protect the children, right? So why you got them getting married in 44 states? When you supposed to be making wholesome laws. They supposed to be making wholesome laws, man. That's the only word you can use. So why you ain't making no wholesome laws? No wholesome laws, right? Nah, don't get mad. Don't get mad. You ran up on me and I exposed you. That's what happened. God works in mysterious ways. You ran up on me, you thought you had something, and I bit your face off. You was a dog that, like a hound dog, that ran up the wrong tree, and you got your snout taken off. You got it ripped off by a beast. That's what happened. Hey, let's look at it like this. Most likely, if you had not ran up on me, this all wouldn't even be happening. That's what you get. In other words, it's exactly what you get. What you deserve. Now, like I said, I'm glad it came out. But the true odds of it coming out, if you had not been playing around me, maybe about 50%. Because I do educate myself, regardless of any situation. I just like to educate myself. So I may have found it out. The fact of me, the way I may have, the percentage rate would have been probably another 50%, halfway. 55, I'll say. That I would have found it out. That you have 44 states with child marriage. But when you kept playing with me and questioning my sexuality and insinuating all these different things, then guess what? I'm going to see what the laws are. And when I found out that you have 44 states marrying children, I knew I had you. There ain't nothing you can do now. And no one cares about nothing that I'm doing. Nothing I did when you got child marriage laws. And I'm the one that revealed it. Well, guess what? I think that's my past right there. Boom. Well, I revealed to y'all. If I did do something you didn't like, I got a pass because I revealed to y'all what your American government is doing to the children. How about that? I think that's my redemption and my past. Boom. All one and the same, big baby. Hey, you should be grateful. Grateful enough to give me a pass. I shouldn't be worrying about nothing. When I reveal to you what your stinking country is doing with your children, while you think your country is protecting them. Well, guess you're wrong about that, aren't you? They're not protecting them. They're not protecting them. They're not. And you need to hear it over and over again, and you need to know who the pedophiles are by in every form and fashion. It's the white tribe. I showed you that with 72% registered sex offenders are white Americans. That's way more than half. Only 28% away from being all. There's a little over a quarter left for everybody else. They're taking the lion's portion of this disgusting sexual deviation. They taking the carcass, disgusting carcass of this. Why they're blaming everybody else? Now you look stupid. The white tribe all behind that. Man, won't you have several seats before you embarrass yourself any further? Like a drunk man at the bar trying to sing? Instead of trying to embarrass yourself any further, please, please, please have a seat. Okay? You ain't got no dog in this race any longer. Let that be to all of you Americans. In fact, because you walk around here uneducated, ignorant, just as ignorant as everybody else, not knowing that your country has 44 states with child marriage, you need to have a seat too. Well, it would only be right if you went after your government, if you're trying to go after people like me. It would only be just and righteous and just true justice if you went after the ones that are in control of the laws. They made this. These lawmakers. I never claimed to be a lawmaker, by the way. Maybe contrary to what they told you, I never claimed to be a lawmaker. But the lawmakers in your country, instead of making wholesome laws that promotes health for families, they took time out of that to get 44 states with child marriage. I mean, who sit down and does that? I'll tell you who does it. White Americans. The white tribe of Americans. They're the ones that did it. Why they're trying to pinpoint stuff on you did as a kid. In some fairy tale world. Like, that's corny. That's ridiculous. No one cares. Anybody care what people did as a kid? Anybody care about that? Anybody care? Because you know you did stuff as a kid too. Hey, half of you Americans did. Stop lying. Stop lying. You know how I know? Because I'm human and I'm from America too. You did stuff as a kid. Yes, you did. Stop lying. But we're not here to talk about what children do. Unless they killed somebody. Or they just really burned somebody's body or tore flesh off somebody's body or something like that. But if it ain't no extreme like that, I'm sorry, you're not going to capture my attention or my judgment on any individual. Not as a child, I'm sorry. But you are going to capture my attention with adults, competent-minded adults that go to college, come out of college, get in the American government, and pass laws in 44 states that allows adults to marry children. You are getting my attention with that. These are supposed to be the most competent-minded people, chosen people for your community. And they're passing 44 states marrying children. But they're holding you to be a person of integrity towards children. You see how they make you a slave in every way? They get to marry children in 44 states. You have to show integrity everywhere you go with children. You can't even fart wrong towards children. If you fart towards the children, he act like he was trying to fart around the children. He act like he enjoyed farting around children. You can't even fart around a child without somebody questioning you. Literally, go try it. No, don't go try it, but if you farted around a child, someone probably would question if you did it on purpose. He probably is getting off on it. They got you wired like that. Seeing everybody as some weirdo towards children. You're all wired against each other. You don't even know it. That's how they got you. They got you wired against each other. Trying to point out who's really the weirdo sexually. I'm going to tell you who's the weirdo. 44 states marrying children is the weirdo. Once again, here's another example of how they get to do whatever they want to do. But they're holding you to another standard. Police will come and lock you up if you even barely touch it. If you even touch a child, you're getting locked up. You're getting locked up. If you even touch a child, touch him, you're getting locked up, buddy. You're getting locked up. 44 states marrying children is the full package. They get to take the child home forever and do whatever they want. Your American government has proven, once again, to be able to do anything they want. And on top of that, hold you to another standard. You can't even fart wrong around children, like I told you. Someone will be questioning if you did it on purpose. Wow, how does he just fart around children like that? There's no way, he's probably getting off on it. Your teachers are out there messing with the children. Women are messing, even the women teachers messing with the children. The ones you trust the most, the ones you will vouch for and defend the most, over even people like me. You'll defend the teachers over me. Well, that's Miss Johnson. No one compares to her. She's A1 when it comes to the children. She sure is A1. She's A1 when it comes to the children, for sure. That's right. She's A1. They're even saying she's A1. She's supposed to be grading them. They're grading her. Miss Johnson is A1. Having all kind of ongoing sexual relations with children. These teachers are doing. And you sit up and you look down on people like me, and your teachers are the ones that's having sex with the children. I can show you this. If you don't think it's real, if you think I'm just saying something, I can bring up all the literal clips of right now, in the past year, up until this present time. Let's just put it like this. From this time last year, I can show you clips of teachers, men and women, coaches for sports and everything, not in college, under college, messing with children. And you don't even outrage. That's why God is not playing with you, because you don't outrage about stuff like that. You outrage about hearsay and stuff you don't even know. Then when somebody show you something you do know, I mean, you can't help but to know in the right factuality state or the right interpretation of it. You can't help but to know it for what it is. It is what it is. And you see it for what it is. And you still don't outrage about that. That's where God has the problem. That's where God has the problem. When you know 44 states is marrying children. When you know these people are killing their own children these days. And you go look on the news. They're doing everything to them. They're killing them. They're sexing them. They're doing everything. Now that's from the government to the White House to the community. Both of y'all. Boom. The government passing 44 states marry children. They just passed laws 37 months ago that allows adults to marry children at any age. And your community is going crazy, shooting and killing the kids and having sex with them and all that. Killing them more than anything. So see, it's you. That's why you put that mentality on other people, because it's you that's thinking these things in the first place. You're, in other words, the original thought. I don't care what people tell me. I do not take that and make that a whole situation. You're responsible for that. I don't care who told you what. You're responsible for what you do. You're responsible for what you believe. As someone told me, which I thought was an excellent way of putting it, you're responsible for what you believe. I don't believe everything people tell me. That's why I'm in the shape I'm in. I don't walk around believing everything people tell me. If you that gullible and green and stupid, then that's you. People have ulterior motives why they do stuff. You know, you have to investigate the reasons why someone told you that. That's what you first investigate. If you was a real detective, you know where your investigation would have started? With why someone told you that information. You wouldn't have just ran off with it. You wouldn't have just assumed that it just happened. If you was a good detective, you would have first thoroughly investigated the source of the information. Anybody can say anything. Somebody can tell you somebody else killed somebody. You just gonna believe it? No, you have to investigate why someone, now that someone came to you, you have to investigate that person. That's how it works. That's how it works. Because they could have did it. They could have been the one that killed the person. But they go tell the police somebody else did it. So now you have to thoroughly investigate the person that's telling you that. Makes sense? And so it applies to every situation. It applies to every situation. You cannot just be running around here gullible in the millennium times, not in the 1985. We're living in the millennium times, and here you are just running off of information. Don't got no proof of it. Don't got no tangible proof. Like I tell people about the Michael Jackson situation, people always say, you wonder if he did it or not, right? Well, my thing is this. If somebody had raped my child, I'm taking them to the hospital and getting the rape kit done. Immediately. They're going to be able to tell if, most cases, if the anus has been penetrated, if the anus is abnormally big or it looks like it has any penetration, I'm pretty sure a doctor can tell the difference between an untouched anus and an anus that's been penetrated. Right or wrong, guys? Right or wrong, guys? You'll be able to tell. There's going to be some tearing. There's going to be some tearing, guys. Am I right or wrong? A girl, you know the hymen is gone. When the hymen is gone, you already know. So whether it was a boy or girl, I think it was mostly boys, but for whatever the situation, they should have took them to the hospital and got the proof on paper that there was evidence of the tearing of the anus, the tearing of the vagina, and then that's what you take. Undisputable truth that a child has had abnormal tearing in the vaginal or anus area. If you ain't got that, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it because people have too many different narratives. Like, for instance, my brother, he was mad at me because his wife lusted after me. 2010, 4th of July. His wife lusted after me in front of everybody. She just said, in front of everybody. Because I was telling some jokes and it was definitely a sexual moan. Like a young woman would make an uncontrollable sexual moan. Everybody heard it. I said nothing, but I did hear it and suppressed it. And then when my brother started treating me differently, I realized he must have heard it too. Because there was no other reason. So then you can never trust anything a person would say when the love of their life finds his brother attractive. He was crushed. He was broken. Now you can't trust no motives or anything he says about me. You can't trust it to be in the factual, actual form of the way he's presenting it. And see, this is because you didn't know. You didn't gather all the information. And that's why you lose. That's why you lose. You lose because someone could not handle that their wife lusted after their brother. You lost because of that. No, you know what you should do? You should take care of yourselves. You can't get mad at anybody but yourself. You chose to believe someone that was not me, and that was not someone that I consider in my family anymore. He's not my brother. So you chose to believe in someone that was outside of my family, basically. That put themselves outside my family. Boom. He put himself outside our family because his wife, he couldn't handle his wife. His wife didn't have enough sexual desire for him. Hey, it's not my fault. I never had my women doing nothing like that. Huh. My women, look, they don't have no problem. Look, for the most part, unless they crazy, they don't have no problem with dedicating themselves to me. So you just a victim of somebody else's utilization of the American community. That's what you are. You're all the victims of it. He used you. He used you. That's what it is. Why you think you got something? How can you explain him being around me for years? Like nothing's wrong and everything's good. How can you explain that? That's the part you forgot about.